Is that to make Erika look bad, or is that out of genuine
Erika, I don't
concern?
have to make you look bad. You can do that on your own.
The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills are back. They're coming to Bravo, and we have got to talk about the dramatic trailer. Hey guys, and welcome back to another shared news. We are so excited about the Beverly Hills Housewives returning, and I cannot wait to hear what you're gonna say, Morgan. So before we get into it, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you never miss out on any future videos. As always, I'm your host, Zachary Reality, joined by the one and only Morgan Wright. Morgan, me and you, we have been Bravo-holics for so long. It's our thing here at Shared News. We're the biggest Bravo-holics. And the next season of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is returning Wednesday, May 11th. How excited are you? We have got to talk about the trailer.
I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, 11. Beverly
Yeah.
Hills has been my favorite franchise since the beginning, and last season was just so good. And based on this trailer, this season looks even better. So I cannot wait to get all of your thoughts. I know I have tons of thoughts as well. So let's just dive right in.
Yeah, I mean, Beverly Hills has always been in its own league of its own. There's like Housewives and then there's Beverly Hills. It's just like the show that everyone watches. The ratings are always the highest. So we're going to count down the top 5 moments from the trailer, and it's going to be a wild ride. We have Kyle, Erika, Lisa Rinna, Dorit, Garcelle, Sutton, Crystal, and Kathy are all going to be returning, along with a new housewife and a friend of into the mix. So let's take a look at our first clip.
Why are you doing this to me?
You talk out of both sides of your mouth.
Be very careful because she's not who she says she is.
It's my life to burn down.
Then destroy it.
I'm leaving. I am pissed off.
Okay, so we get the audio in the background. It looks like it's Beverly Hills, Rodeo Drive, showing all of LA's hotspots. Morgan, what are you thinking of the drama and of the intensity that this trailer is already bringing? What are your first predictions?
Well, even in the first, 10 seconds that we just heard, I hear every main character have a really dramatic, line or moment. We have Dorit crying right off the bat, fighting with one of her good friends. We have uh, Garcelle and Erika going at it, which we'll get to later in the trailer as well. Lisa Rinna saying, she's not who you think she is. So the drama is just oozing out of this trailer. It's really interesting. I don't know about predictions, but I just do know that a lot of things have happened that we already know about. Of course, Dorit's house getting broken into, the Aspen trip from hell. There were rumors of an intervention when it comes to Erika Jane. And then you see it sprinkled into this trailer. So everything that we heard about looks like it was true. And I can't wait to find out more.
I mean, as Bravo-holics, we kind of know a lot of the rumors when things are being filmed because, it takes time to film and then edit and then it airs. So there's definitely clues and pieces we know, which we're going to shed light for you guys today to give you some teases. However, it's like there's nothing like watching the actual episodes and seeing it all played out and then seeing the full story and everyone's sides. And I was listening to Crystal on E! News today because she was talking about the trailer, and she was saying that she's excited to watch it back too because there's going to be moments that she wasn't there for when they were being filmed, like scenes she wasn't in, and then the confessionals, the interviews, the ladies kind of sharing their full sides of the story. So, I mean, it's going to be such a dramatic season, and all of our favorite housewives, as I mentioned, are back, but we're going to be introduced to a new housewife as well, Diana Jenkins, who is a friend of, it seems to be unclear, maybe you know Morgan, as well as friend of Sheree, who is Garcelle's friend, as well as Will Smith's ex-wife. So kind of off timing considering what just happened at the Oscars. So let's take a look at our new housewives.
Diana, you're giving me Bridget Bardot vibes.
Cheers to Diana Jenkins.
That is a lot of Cartier.
Oh, that one I like. Thank you so much.
It's called Nouveau Riche.
Morgan, there's so many housewives on Beverly Hills. We have 8 full-time housewives plus 2 friends ofs, which is Kathy Hilton and then Sheree. Do you think that the budget is just so much higher for Beverly Hills? And where do you think these new housewives are going to fit into this group?
Maybe. I mean, Kyle Richards did say when she was on the Ultimate Girls Trip that Beverly Hills had the highest ratings in all of the franchises at that moment. So maybe they are getting, bigger and bigger checks. I do find it interesting that they're adding another full-time housewife. I think she really must have brought something special to the show. And later in the trailer, she talks about being a villain, and it's like, oh, okay. And when she says that line, I'm like, oh wow, she definitely is going to be bringing a little something extra to the show too. But we're already so invested in the main cast. I really hope that it's not like a Tracy Johnson situation on New Jersey, because I feel like she's not really adding much at all to New Jersey. And I
Nothing.
think this sounds really bad, and I don't mean it in like a misogynistic way at all, but I just feel like, she was brought on because she was Tiki Barber's wife, and he is a very famous, athlete. But as far as adding stuff, she really hasn't added a lot besides going at Teresa. I know we're not talking about New Jersey, but I'm just making a comparison that I hope that
Yeah.
they would learn from that. And when you're going to bring somebody on, they need to actually bring something to the table.
Yeah, I mean, she's carrying a diamond, so she's obviously bringing something. I loved that line of being like, "You want to make me your villain," which you mentioned. Now, she did say that to Sutton. So, I mean, do you think the two of them are going to get into it? And also, talking about Sutton, she's going to be having a lot of beef this season with a lot of the ladies. What are your kind of predictions for who's going to be feuding with who?
I love Sutton so much. And I feel like, honestly, we saw a little bit of this last season with her feud with Crystal. I
Yeah,
feel like she's an easy person to feud with because she's very easily she's very emotional, she's very sensitive.
reactive.
Sometimes she takes things the wrong way. Yeah, she's reactive. Like I said, I love her, so I don't hold it against her, but I feel like sometimes even the tiniest thing can really trigger her into a full-blown war with somebody. But who knows? I mean, I hope that she's not fighting with Crystal anymore. I hope that they're in a better place. My one thing is I hope to God that Garcelle and Sutton never turn on each other, because they were the dynamic duo last year, and I cannot wait to see more from those two together.
Yeah, me too. I love them a lot. And I think they're going to stay on their side. It seems like Beverly Hills is a little sidey, which I don't mind because it's more of a mesh than Jersey, which is so sidey. But it seems like we have like Garcelle, Sutton, and I mean, I don't even know, just the two of them. I mean,
Yeah.
Kyle, Lisa Rinna, Dorit, and Erika are so close, the four of them. Kathy and Crystal are kind of like dipping their toes in both ponds, but like you mentioned, Crystal and Sutton had a huge feud last summer or last season, but they seem to kind of solve everything at the reunion. And then we don't know where this new housewife is going to fit in. Sheree is going to be introduced as a friend of Garcelle. So thank God, because Garcelle did feel on an island of her own last season, because Sutton did get very close to Kyle, and Garcelle was just kind of lonely with Lisa Rinna turning on her. But there's going to be no one going through more this season than the fashionista herself, Dorit. She's going to be going through a lot this season as her house was burglarized while her and her kids were home. Let's take a look to see how she is doing.
What about the people? What about the facts?
Please, I have little babies. Please, I'm a mother. Please, I beg of you. My kids need me. Please, please, please.
It's okay.
I can't stand the crowd wasn't there.
This definitely rocked a lot of our worlds when we first heard about this story last year. So devastating. If you guys don't know what happened, Dorit was home sleeping and she basically got woken up to somebody who was threatening her life and stole her belongings from her closet. Her kids were home sleeping. Luckily, they were sleeping the whole time and they were unaffected because they didn't know what happened. They were able to sleep through it. Everyone was safe. No one got hurt, but Dorit's stuff was stolen, her expensive jewelry, her bags. Morgan, we know that Dorit is the flashiest housewife of all of them, and that's saying a lot. How do you think she is going to grow this season, watching herself back and, dealing with this traumatizing incident?
I think it's going to be difficult for her to watch it back. That can't be easy for anyone to go through. I can't believe that we're getting this security footage. PK, we learned, was not there with her. I'm glad we're going to see his side of the story as well. And then not too long after that, PK was arrested for a DUI. So a lot of
Yeah.
things happened to the Kemsleys, in that moment. I do know that in regards to PK's DUI, I believe he was released because by the time he got to the jail, he was actually under the legal limit. Not that that's an excuse, but just trying to give some more context to the headline. Um, I feel for Dorit in this moment, and a lot of people thought that she faked it, to enhance a storyline for the season because a lot of people said last season she wasn't bringing a lot. I feel like this clears that up real quick. I don't think that she's faking this. I think it was a very painful, traumatic experience for her to go through, and I think it's going to be difficult for her to watch it back.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that she kind of does, grow from this because she was very flashy and like we love that about her, but I think she did take a step back on Instagram and she is, she's a mama bear. She's always loved her kids and wanted to protect them. So it's going to be really hard to watch as a fan of Dorit and just as a fan of the show for everybody because it's going to be really just traumatizing to see that because it's really an experience that rocks your world. So we're definitely going to support her this season. However, Morgan, apparently one housewife is not going to be supporting her. Dorit's bio for the Housewives of Beverly Hills this season, it says all but one, that is, who lack of sympathy leaves ripple effects among the group, which is basically saying that all of the girls will be rallying behind Dorit, supporting her except for one. How could you not support her after what she went through? Is there anyone in mind you think this could be?
Erika. I think Erika doesn't
Really?
have any sympathy or empathy for anyone. She's going to be another huge player in this season as we see her,
Wow.
all the allegations against her and her husband play out, all the lawsuits. Like I said, we get to an intervention point where she's drinking a lot. She's, taking pills, it seems, from the trailer. And even just in the sound bites that we get from her, she's very abrasive and brash. She's talking about what about the people? What about the facts? Kind of referring to the victims of her husband's Ponzi
Yeah.
scheme. At least that's what it is insinuating she's talking about. So I can't remember. Did Dorit and Erica end on good terms last year? Because I do remember there was a little bit of contention between the two of them at the reunion.
No, I'm pretty sure they were on good terms and they were really close. I thought you were gonna say Garcelle or Sutton because Dorit got into it with both of them last season a lot, especially at the reunion. She was going back and forth. So that's who I was originally predicting. But you do bring up some good points about Erica, and I want to continue to hear your thoughts on her because we do have another clip here because Erica, she's turning up this year. So let's take a look.
Last couple of times I saw you, you were a little tipsy.
Oops. Oh my God, I'm lit.
Pick your antidepressants or you drink, but you can't do both.
I mean, Erica just went through a lot last year. Obviously, she is no victim. She was married to a guy that was a lawyer that was, screwing over all of his clients and stealing their money. And she was reaping the benefits for 20 years and it was finally exposed. So, I mean, it's still safe to say that her world was, ripped out from her. She's now getting divorced. She moved out of her mansion. She's been humbled, but she's getting drunk. And Morgan, correct me if I'm wrong. She was your favorite Beverly Hills housewife for a while, right? So where are you at with her now?
Yeah, once upon a time, far, far ago, Erica Jane was my favorite housewife when she first came on the scene, just because she was so mesmerizing. I think we all were kind of like, whoa, who is this Erica Jane and what rock have I been living under that I don't know? It's expensive to be me. When it comes to Erica, as on a human level, I try not to speculate on whether or not she was in on her husband's scheme because there's a lot of stuff that's going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. So I don't want to place judgment on her for that. However, I don't like the way that she has acted on social media. Once all the stuff has come out, I think she's been rude. I think she has been very self centered, self absorbed, no regard for anybody else but herself. We see that a lot in the trailer that she says she's only worried about herself. Um, we see Garcelle kind of check her and say, like, I don't need to tear you down. You're doing a good job of that all by yourself. So I just think there's a way to handle these types of situations. And Erica is doing the most by being very aggressive, very abrasive, very angry. And maybe it's a defense mechanism. Maybe also drinking and taking, antidepressants is a defense mechanism for her. So I don't know. At this point, I just don't have any sympathy for her.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interpreting she's getting lit because she has, just been so stressed for the past year that she's just like F it and just wants to have a good time. Reportedly she did get a good chunk, a good raise this season because she did give so much last season. The whole season was centered around her. However, it seems like she's going to be a little bit more like not I mean, she's just not going through as much as last year since everything's already out there. But Morgan, you said that you heard she may have got an intervention. Was that because of her drinking? Do we really think she's going down that path this season?
Yeah, well, this clip at the end that we just watched with Lisa Renna talking to her, saying you can drink, you can take your antidepressants, but you can't just do both at the same time. The rumor was that Lisa was the one to have this intervention with Erika, that it was just the two of them. Obviously, they are very close. They're Thelma and Louise, they're BFFs. If anyone was going to have that conversation with Erika and it be received, it would be from Lisa Rinna. So that's my guess on what is going on in this moment.
Yeah, and that would be much better to just hear that from your best friend instead of like all 8 or 10 girls just kind of putting you in a corner and ganging up on you. So I do like that. And I love Lisa and Erica's friendship. They definitely are a dynamic duo as well, just like Garcelle and Sutton. And Lisa Rinna is going to be going through a lot this season as she tragically has lost her mother, Lois. So she is kind of coping with that. We've seen Lois on the show for many years, so it's going to be really sad to hear and just to kind of watch that storyline, as well as seeing what's going on with Lisa and her daughters, because they always bring lots of drama. But no one is bringing more drama this season than the one and only Kathy Hilton. After being so beloved on her first season as a friend of Beverly Housewives, it seems like the girls have kind of had enough of her ish. Let's take a look.
You said some things about this beautiful sister of yours. I'm sorry, Kathy, you're not gonna get away with it.
I feel like you hate me or something.
Kyle.
How could you say those things?
Kyle.
The door is locked. Should we unlock it?
No, don't unlock
Don't
it.
unlock it.
This is so funny, especially because like it's Dorit and Erika, and then Lisa Rinna is also kind of putting Kathy in her place. I mean, Morgan, we have never seen a housewife so beloved than Kathy her first season. Do you think that any of the girls were jealous of the attention she was getting, or do you think that Kathy maybe did something to cross the line that got everyone mad at her?
I think maybe it's a little bit of both. I mean, everyone did love her, including myself. She was the comedic relief that we needed from an intense season last year. However, I feel like we only saw one side of Kathy Hilton on Beverly Hills. I don't know if you, Zach, have watched Paris Hilton's new show, Paris in Love. But I really feel like even in that show, we saw a different side to Kathy. And I'm like, wait a minute, like, this isn't the Kathy that we saw on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And, also Paris's documentary when she talked about being shipped away to the Provo school, Provo Canyon, I think it's something
Yeah.
like that, in the middle of the night, and Kathy Hilton refuses to talk to her daughter about that as well. So I feel like there are many layers to Kathy Hilton. We're starting to slowly peel them back. But I mean, look, if Dorit, who's the new housewife again? 'Cause she was in that scene.
Diana,
If
right?
Dorit, Diana, Erika, Lisa, and Kyle are all sitting
Yeah.
down with Kathy on a different occasion or hiding from her on a different occasion, she must have done something pretty bad. A lot of the rumors online say it has to do with that Aspen trip, that something really terrible went down in Aspen. And after that, things were just a mess.
What side did you see of Kathy that you want to tell people who haven't seen Paris in Love on, that show that could bring it to light? Because I only saw a few episodes of it.
Yeah, so just maybe not necessarily the comedic relief, I guess, that we saw. She was helping Paris plan her wedding, but she also kind of took the reins a lot. She was fighting with Paris's fiance a lot when it came to, planning the wedding for the two of them. Like I said, I just think there are a lot of different sides to Kathy, and maybe that's why she was so hesitant to do this reality TV show for so long. I mean, years have gone by that we've heard rumors that Kathy Hilton was going to be on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, even back when Kim and Kyle were on together. So it took her a long time to warm up to the idea, and maybe we're going to find out why.
Ooh. I mean, listen, last season she did get it off easy. She was a friend of, she came and go as she pleased. You know, if she wants to be a part of this and she wants to get that raise like she was apparently, trying to get, like she's gonna have to play the
Demanding.
field a little bit and get involved in drama. So I kind of understand why some of the girls want to hold her to it. And if she chooses to run away and not film scenes, that's kind of cowardly. That's kind of Lisa Vanderpumpy, where you're just like, oh, no one likes me, I'm leaving, bye, instead of working and solving the issues and maybe apologizing to the people you hurt. And even in this scene with Kyle and Lisa Rinna, Kyle's crying, breaking down, and Kathy's just like, Kyle, Kyle. It seems like Kathy is a little aloof and a little self-centered, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to turn on Kathy because I loved her just like you did, Morgan, last season. But I mean, when a group of people tend to not like somebody, there's usually a reason why. Do you think they ended up letting her into that store?
Nope. They kept the door locked. They probably ran out the back.
Oh no. Okay, well, I mean, it's going to be a crazy season. There's going to be a lot going on. Morgan, I want to know, who do you anticipate is going to be your MVP this season, and who do you think is going to be your LVP? Not to be confused with Lisa Vanderpump,
Ooh.
although it does apply, least valuable player. Where do you think you're going to stand here?
Ooh, MVP. That's a good question. I'm gonna go with Kyle. She is the mainstay of the franchise. She's the glue that holds everybody together. Without Kyle Richards, there would be no Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. LVP, and I wish we would have seen more from her even in the trailer. I gotta go with Crystal. I feel like last season she didn't really get involved in the drama besides the stuff with Sutton. In this trailer, we didn't really see a lot from her. I can only think of, one clip that she was in, which she was sharing the details about her eating disorder, which obviously anytime that we can raise awareness on that is great. But also, I feel like she shies away sometimes from the dramatics. So we'll see if the second season is a little bit better for Crystal, but that's going to be my prediction.
Well, my MVP is going to go to Lisa Rinna because honestly, I feel like she is the glue in the friend group. I mean, I know Kyle is like the OG, but Lisa Rinna is the one that keeps things moving. She keeps the drama. She knows how to play both sides. She just knows how to play the field. And she's a little bit messier than Kyle, who sometimes plays it safe. So that's why I think Lisa Rinna is so important and essential to the cast of Beverly Hills. And my LVP, I just don't know if I'm going to like this new housewife, Diana. If she's going to come for my girl, Sutton, because I love Sutton as well, I don't really know how I feel about her. And it just seems like a lot to kind of bring someone else in. She's just not giving me a good first impression, but I will watch with open arms. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills premieres May 11th on Bravo TV. And you know me and Morgan will be back here to talk about it once it comes on. So let us know your thoughts and predictions in the comments down below. And make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you never miss out on any future Bravo TV and Housewives updates. As always, I'm your host, Zachary Reality, joined by Morgan Wright. We both create content about Bravo, so feel free to check out our social medias on the screen right now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.